Hello everyone and welcome to the SELWG 2014 Warhammer Fantasy League. I'm in the Techlist group along with some High Elves, or two lots of High Elves, Warriors of Chaos and Orcs and Goblins. My first game is up against Alex's Mountain Elves, High Elves. Okay, so we rolled Watchtower, as you can see. There it is, plonked straight in the middle. Very little terrain we rolled up for this. We've got a nice nifty little terrain chart for the for this league, which speeds everything right up. Top right hand side is Altar of Cain. 3 mysterious forests just in front of that. Watchtower in the middle. There's a marsh to the left of the Watchtower as you're looking at it. That ends up being an Earthblood Mere, and then there's a brew house. Just to the left of that again, the little blue building, and then that other random little hut with the 3 little walls, expertly placed, might I add, is just a normal building. So here's what I got for my magic. I got the Lore Master Special Rule, so I've got all of the high magic spells plus Wisson's Wild Form and Curse of Amber here. Can't remember what Alex got. So on to deployment. Starting left to right, you can just see at the top left of the screen you've got some Malirian Reavers there. Behind that, just to the right, you've got his Silver Helms, and then down the back my side, you've got my big block of Saurus Warriors and my Old Blood and Scarvet BSB in there. My Cold One Knights next to them, facing off against his big block of White Lions and Phoenix Guard. Then there's my Temple Guard right in front of his archers with his mage in there. My Salamanders. Next to them is my little group of 20 Saurus Warriors with the Skink Priest. And my Pterodon Riders just to the right of them, all placed in front of his Bolt Throwers and Frostheart Phoenix. And you can see where my scouts have deployed, right in that little marsh there. Okay, so you'll see my skirmishers, skink skirmishers have just deployed there by the Altar of Cain. They've got frenzy now, so that's all good. And you can just see Alex is moving his Illyrian Reavers up to on the Vanguard move. His Silver Helms then come up just behind them to support, and I think they're aiming for my Saurus Warrior block, so I oblige and let him have him. Start facing him towards them. They've taken a bit of damage from, I think it was Dwellers Below, which was irresistibly cast, and Alariel took no damage from it, which was nice. Nice for Alex anyway. My skirmishers there have just had to charge. They failed their leadership and had to charge into those Illyrian Reavers, but you know they hold their own for a couple of turns. Okay, so I now try and trap the Frost Tower if I can by vanguarding my Pterodons up towards him, try and encourage a charge, which he takes. I then flee with my Pterodons, who decide not to rally ever and flee off the table, which was very nice of them. He charges them, they keep fleeing, so I think, right, that's it. Bring all my chameleon skinks over, bring them out of the marsh. Let's pepper him with some poison shots and get those wounds off him, hopefully take him out. You know, and mistake in hindsight, brought my Salamander over to try and to take off a wound if I could, but no such luck. And the worst thing is, after all that shooting, the Salamander's doing nothing, the skinks get him down to 1 wound left. Heartbreaking stuff. Okay, so here's just another shot of the devastation on my cold ones, and that little battle up there with the skinks and the Illyrian Reavers actually goes quite well for me for quite some time. I think I actually win the first round of combat, taking off a couple of guys, and then they slowly, my skinks slowly get whittled down. I think I lose the next round of combat, lose the frenzy, and then that's it for them really. They start running back off the board. Magic in this game was very uneventful. I mean, apart from the dwellers that went off on my Saurus block, I think I only managed to cast one other spell, which was the Curse of Amrahir on the Phoenix Guard, to stop them moving a turn. I probably should mention at this point as well, I actually had control of the tower, but decided, for whatever reason, can't remember what the logic was behind that now, not to deploy in the tower, to try and sort of reclaim it later on, because I think it was, I didn't really want those Phoenix Guard charging in and just taking out whatever unit I put in there. You know, hindsight, maybe I should have. Okay, so this is the battle between the Silver Helms and my Saurus block. First round of combat didn't go very well for me. My Old Blood and Scarvet decided not to show up to the fight, but everyone else sort of chipped in and made it count. Okay, so the White Lions fail their charge, which is great for me because they've got all sorts of nastiness in there. Lariel's in there, Banner of the World Dragon, some other nasty bits and pieces which I don't quite remember, but there was all sorts of nasty stuff. Yeah, I don't really want to get in combat with them at all, but I managed to beat the Silver Helms, overrun. I end up just at the top end of the wood. Yeah, he can still see me through the wood, and they put a nice, well, it's easy charge straight into the flank of my Saurus block. Yeah, so at this point, I probably should mention, I don't have many more pictures after this. Basically what happened was, we was running out of time. I was only managing to take the odd photo here and there, you know, but I think I got most of the battle, the key bits anyway, that mattered. This battle here, you can probably guess how it goes. I mean, he wipes out all of the Saurus warriors in his first round of combat. You know, my Scarvet and my Old Blood do stick around, but they get combat rezzed off basically, and it just ends up being my Old Blood there, just trying to hold him back, and I just sort of try and keep him alive, but he ends up fleeing off the table. So they don't actually get him, they don't actually kill him, which is good. You know, it's good to see that he doesn't get wiped out. What you can see in the last photo that I've got is his Phoenix. I've again got Phoenix Frenzy. I'm trying to get his Frostheart Phoenix. It's down to one wound. The chameleons there have managed to get it down to one wound. Yeah, so yeah, I'll get it down to the one wound with the chameleons. And if anyone who knows me knows when I play High Elves, basically I just spend the whole game trying to kill the Frostheart. Just, you know, it's probably a bad decision. Well, this picture definitely shows a bad decision. My temple card there turned to face it because I didn't really want to flank charge of it, completely forgetting that I've left all the bolt throwers at the top, and so he fires 3 bolts straight through him. I end up with 1 guy left, including the Slan there. I mean, so another bad decision there. You know, probably should have just ignored the Phoenix at this point. The likelihood of him actually charging him in anywhere was pretty slim, but there you go. Okay, so yes, as I said, no more pictures from this point. Sorry about that, but what I'll do for the next battle report, I'll make sure I take a load more pictures, but let's just give you a recap about what's happened here. So basically he ends up wiping out most of my army. I end up just left with the actually still with the cold ones, they're still about, but my little block of 20 and 3 chameleons, but he manages to grab hold of the tower, keep hold of it. It's a big win for the elves, and it's a good start for them in the league. Not so good for the lizardmen, but a good fun game again with Alex. So we've played a couple of times, well, more than a couple of times, and it's always a good game. It always turns out to be a complete massacre of someone, so so it's good to see, and it's a good game. So yeah, I look forward to a rematch at some point with Alex, especially with the same lists if possible. Yeah, and now onwards and upwards, so we're looking towards the next game, which is coming up, and that'll be against the Orcs and Goblins.